Okay. Here's the haul that I got at the auction. And then surprisingly, this is all Yvonne got. It's kind of unusual. Normally it's the other way around. But I was able to score some old hammers. The one I was going for though was this tack hammer. I've never seen one with the nipper on the back. That actually is so you can get a hold of the tack itself, clamp onto it, and then pry it off. As you saw at the beginning of the video, I got some auger bits because she wanted a box. And then I did get this box here. It didn't cost much, but the reason why is it's got a couple of Ford wrenches in it, and those always sell well. They actually sell on eBay. The rest of it will probably get pieced out. Some of it will just get scrapped. Then here was the main reason why I wanted to go to the auction. I did not think I would get all of this, but I am happy that I did. Now, Yvonne is going to use some of these as decor. You'll see later on in the video. But some of these Tonkas are very old. There's some Structos in there. This one actually is very cool. It is a wind-up. So you lock it in place, turn the key on the back, keep it locked in place. Turn the key, pull it out, and the wheels will actually turn on their own. I've never ran across one of these. This is actually a Tonka. There it is. Volkswagen Bug. And then I've got, this is the first time I've actually been able to get a Buddy L. Now this one is not complete after we looked it up. It's a, as you can see, load, scoop, and dump. It's supposed to have a dumpster on the front, and it's an old-fashioned dump truck for your garbage. Another good score was the Tonka Fire Department. These are very old, and this one is totally complete. Even has a little fire extinguisher on the back.
So as Chris said, I didn't get a huge haul, but that's okay. The auction was more about him. I did pick up a couple tins. I have a project that I saw inspiration Pinterest to do with some tins. I thought these vintage toys were way cool if they went reasonable enough. I love the graphics on them. My reason for going is I wanted to get my hands on a colored seltzer bottle, and I did. This was a little bonus piece of a coffee jar. They sell. I mean, not high price, and not fast, but they are nice to have in an antique booth. And just some odds and ends. This is a reproduction sign, meaning that it is made to look old. So you can tell by the back that it's new. But I really did like the texture to patina that it had. Now, this is an ironstone. This is a warranted piece. And I know that it's got cracking and chipping and crazing, and I just loved it. And I've never picked up one with monograms. And I wonder, because look at, does anybody know that symbol? So it didn't really show me too much when I Google Lensed it. But I like that it had the cross, and it looks like it's the IHS. So whether they used it as a little hand washing bowl set, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought this was a good score on all these bowls. I always forget what the material is, but that was a whole bunch of them. And then I got this old wooden bowl with this, and this is some glass eggs. I'll probably do something with those for Easter. And just other little odds and ends, but yes. A lot of times, y'all, this is how I get my boxes, is Chris gets tools, and I get a box. It's a win-win situation. So the last few things that we had to save for the end of the auction for was that maple table on the bottom. That is a nice size little sofa entryway table. It'll definitely get a paint job to update it. Now this piece I had to do a little bit of fighting for, but not terribly bad. The drawers are really sticky. Well, of course not the one I pulled. Well, maybe I loosened them all up. They were sticky at the auction. So, and then it was supposed to have a mirror, which is no longer there. So I'm probably take that off. I have a plan that I want to do something with it. The back the back has some problems. So I know everybody gets upset when they think that there's value and that somebody will just buy this piece, but a lot of times they won't. I have pieces like this that have just sat, but when I make them over and turn them into something else, they will, like changing out the knobs, maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens when I take the brackets off for the mirror that's no longer there. And then talking about mirrors, I did score this beautiful mirror, and I actually have almost the exact mirror in our entryway that I had painted black. It is missing some of its detail, and I could mock that up, but you know what? It's beautiful as is, and sometimes you just leave that brokenness alone, which I know you're probably thinking, we'll leave the brokenness alone in here. But like I said, I'll see what it looks like once I clean it up and take the mirror parts off. And then the other thing that I got for myself was this rusty, crusty weather vane.
And it actually works.
And it does work. Look at how he stuck it with tape so it would stay up so y'all can see it. But yeah, I love that piece. Even though he got me one for Christmas, I'll have to share with that. I haven't shared the one that he got me for Christmas because I look at these all the time at auctions and usually lose out. But this was at the end of the auction. So talking about windmills, yes, I always spy windmills when I'm at auctions, but they usually go for a couple $100, and of course it's that rusty, crusty patina that I love. But for Christmas, Chris got me a windmill. But unfortunately, it's not all put together. It is definitely in pieces and parts. So bless his heart, he had a little bit of work to do to finish my present anyway. So who would have thought there would have been so many instructions of how to put this together? And they were very confusing instructions, of course, because it didn't really tell you how to attach the screws. It made more sense to attach the screws and have the bolts be on the nuts be on the outside, but that didn't really look pleasing to the eye. So after a little bit of struggle, he put it the way that he wanted to because the directions didn't really explain it. That would not be the first time directions were kind of like on the iffy side, and sometimes you just have to go with your better judgment. But though he did put it in before it snowed and then attached it with like a tie down, like a dog tie down, and then some strings to hold it in place, we'll see if that survives. With two open fields on either side, who knows? But boy, that baby can spin. Okay, so Chris said something about decor, and I said, you love these pieces and you don't have any.
Actually, I was looking at selling them, and you said, why don't we hang them up as decor in our entryway where you have like some older rusty antiques as it is right now. So I got this at an auction. It was a complete one. It was on sale and it was a good price, so I thought, well, I would get it and then resell it. And she said, well, why don't we keep that and we can put that in the entryway.
Yeah,
So
I
now
think he
with
should have
this
some
one-
decor pieces. He should have some of these. He is always picking these up. He has a beautiful display in his booth. And I said, why not keep some of them for yourself?
So with this one, what one would we want to keep? If we're going to make a little collage or...
I don't know. We'll have to see how much room we have after we put that one up on the cabinet. So, and I actually had him pick this one up because I like the green and the red, and it's broken, so not many people would want it for the decor. Of course, I love the wind-up one, if I was picking, and then of course I love that one. But you know, we see reselling a lot of the stuff, and that's our main purpose. But also, it's nice to keep some stuff for yourself. This is the space I thought would be nice to have his trucks on. Now, even though I love the way that I decorated it for the winter and the Christmas season, I fell in love with it, but he does need his own space. And he actually picked out that sign that I made over. Rusty Krusty was kind of surprised by that when he came home and it was made over. But anyway, yeah, I think this will fit his beautiful Rusty Krusty trucks perfectly. And I'm not too overly worried. You know, I love to change my decor around. I love to add new pieces in. You know, I'm getting ready to take my Christmas decor down, and that always causes me to, I don't know about you all, does it cause you to kind of redecorate and rethink where you had everything? Maybe even move a furniture piece around here and there. Uh-huh. Okay, so let's see how Chris would decorate.
I like the front end better.
Next one's a big one.
On the line.
There you go. Try that one towards that one, and then that in the long in the middle. Gotta see your different options. No.
Bucket up.
That green just doesn't go as well with it, does it? So maybe not the crane.
Not the crane?
Maybe not the crane, yeah. You brought a different one. You brought more.
Is that too red?
That might be too red. You like that one though?
No, it's just putting options out there. What if I do this?
Then maybe you might be able to put the crane behind there. Maybe. I think it's all his little pieces there. So I think for now that's pretty good. Not to say that it won't get tweaked here and there, but yeah, it's nice to have his collections. So part of our Sundays, we usually restock. So if we went to an auction, we try to show what we got so that if there's anything like the seltzer bottle or any of the Tonkas that he wants to take in, we can take them in. So I'll have to share with you when we get these to the booth. This was an auction haul. If you saw my other social media, some beautiful pieces that I scored, and I really want to get them into the booth. So there's a dresser that we put in as is that hasn't sold. So we're going to take that out and see if we can fit these in our booth. Usually Sundays are when we restock, move things around, price change, price whatever, whatever we need to do. So I can't wait for you all to see these beautiful pieces. So yeah, we need to pick out some inventory. I got a little basket already started up, or some inventory. And hence the reason why we have this big old van. To be able to fit in. I think this will fit in Chris's side underneath, like he has this trough for display. I want to get the wagon in there in the hopes that somebody will love it as much as I did after I finished it. I always have to do a voiceover when we get to the mall because there's loud music playing, and Chris and I kind of always get like, because it's open and there's people there, we get working on it and we're like, oh crud, we should have been taking video. But yes, that was the other half of the dresser that I think it could be a little bit better. We tried to sell it as is, but it's sad a little bit. So we have these beauties that I wish I had placed in my house to keep them, but I don't. So we need to move those against the back wall there. Then Chris is always so happy when I want to rearrange and fit furniture in there. But if it's sitting in your inventory, you can't sell it. I'm moving stuff to one of the other booths because we're just down to 3 now, which is awesome. That's easier to control. I know that he never waits for me. He always starts bringing pieces in. He just always wants to get them in there. And of course, I want to move them and tweak them and do all that whatnot. But I have this lamp that I bought at an auction for $10. Like, the eBay value said it was $1,200, and there it's at. I have a $250 price tag on it, but I'm just going to send it to auction because it's really not my style, and it is solid brass heavy. So I'm just going to send it to the auction house because it just is taking up space, and I gave it a chance. It's all good. And then I just have a few other pieces that I need to move. The benches, sometimes benches are nice places to lift things up and, display things. So, yeah, just tweaking things around, moving things around. It did fit. I thought that it might. I don't have a ton of wall decor in this booth anyway, and then I'm always kind of tweaking here and there, moving things around, which is good because there are people that go to your booths all the time or go to the malls once a week. I know I do at my local, so it's good to move things around to add new inventory in to get people to come in and spy your booth again. Even if you're not necessarily bringing a ton of new pieces in, just rearranging, moving things shelf here and there, that kind of helps also. Now this booth I have it more like color coordinated and the shelving, the size and all that. But I do try to tweak and reorganize because it does get kind of a mess throughout the week. Here are those beautiful one-of-a-kind handmade pieces that we won at auction, and it was a fight at the auction, so we did pay up on them, but one-of-a-kind pieces, oh my gosh, they are just amazing. The patina is awesome. So if you've been waiting to hear what our unexpected surprise was, that Chris and I decided that Peach, or kitty cat Peach, needed to have a playmate. So I was thinking spring, but I happened to mention it to my daughter, and the next thing I know, she had already researched that the area that we live in now, Hillsdale County, had a humane society, and they had a whole bunch, unfortunately, of like 6 months and under kittens. So we were just going to take a look, but you know how that is. You just are going to take a look, and the next thing you know, your heart is just taken, and then you're bringing, and surprisingly, yes, it was like the same day, go look, and fell in love with this little mashed potato guy. Yes, they called him mashed potato. Anyway, so Tater came home with us, and now he is going to be part of the family, though we're still trying to get adjusted. Peach is still kind of like, this is my home, who are you? But that is our unexpected news that we weren't really expecting to already bring in another family member, but it's been 6 months since we moved in this house, and Peach has been the only child cat. So I hope that he is happy once they become friends. I think Tater, yeah, that's Tater just going into the pantry right now. So thank you so much for watching today's video, and we'll share Tater with you at the end of the video. So Peach is sitting here editing with me, still checking out where Tater is. Tater's not comfortable coming out from his hiding place just yet, but we will give him time. But that's a big step to have Peach not hiding and just sitting here with me as I'm editing, and just waiting for his newfound friend to come out. So here's Peach getting a little bit curious, a little bit closer. Tater doesn't seem to really want to come out quite yet, but I like that Peach is being curious. So I'm not sure if he's thanking me for bringing a friend home because he hasn't quite like done a face-to-face with Tater yet, but Peach seems pretty happy. I was a little worried, but so far we'll see how it goes. What do you think? You like Tater? Do you like Tater? Okay. And after hiding for, well, I would say just overnight, he has warmed up. He absolutely loves Chris, loves attention. He is only 6 months old, a cute little black and white kitty. He has the cutest little mask you ever did see, almost like a raccoon mask. And he has the tip of his tail is broken, so he's got a little bit of quirkiness, which we love that perfectly imperfect. He is a sweet baby boy.